Hello.
Hello.
How are you?
I'm fine.
And are you're still in Tokyo?
Yeah.
So
But today is holiday.
today's a holiday.
Yeah.
Because it's Saturday?
Yes.
Okay. So how has your week gone?
I did clean up my room today because staff don't clean my room.
Right. So how has your work week gone? How's your work week gone?
How was your week gone?
So last time I saw you was Tuesday. You had done 2 days of introduction, right? So Wednesday, did you do introduction again?
Wednesday.
Wednesday, did you have another introduction?
Yeah. Wednesday, I forgot.
You forgot what you did?
Yeah. Wednesday. I did business skill business skill training.
Okay.
And yesterday we prepared for group work next week.
So you're going to be in Tokyo next week?
Yeah. Maybe I will be able to back Osaka for April 15.
Okay. So that's still another 9 days.
Yeah. It's so long.
So another another 9 days of cleaning.
Yeah. I will bring. I will I will get back clothes and pants, towel from laundry from now on.
Okay. So and then do you have to do you iron your clothes?
Yeah.
You do.
I can borrow iron.
From the hotel?
Yeah, from the hotel.
Wow, lots of work. Okay. And what have you been doing in the evening? Have you gone out and wandered around Tokyo with your friends?
Yeah. Yesterday I will go to many drink party.
Yesterday I went
to
many drinking parties.
Yeah, with my colleague. I went to drink party 4 times yesterday.
Wow, 4 times. So is that customary?
Customary?
Yeah, is that normal in business to go, like in Korea and in China, after at a business meeting, people drink a lot. They go to a restaurant, they talk about business, they have some food, and then they drink.
Yes, same to Japan.
Okay. And so what do you drink? Sake?
I drank beer, and lemon sour, and sake.
What kind of beer?
Japanese beer.
I've drank a lot of Japanese beer. What kind of?
Super dry. Do you know?
No, okay, I don't know that one. Asahi.
Asahi. Yeah, Asahi.
Okay, I used to drink that in America.
Oh, really?
Yes, it's very good.
Many Japanese beer is sold in America.
Yeah. In California, California Japanese beer is very popular.
Oh, really?
It's also very expensive.
Than American beer?
Yes, more expensive than American beer because it's imported from Japan.
Imported. Imported. I understand.
Okay. So I have something for you today about how to improve your listening skills in English.
I see.
This has some good tips on developing your listening skills.
I see. Vocabulary, especially applying to one particular person or thing more than others. It rains a lot there. It rains a lot here, especially in spring. Educational, relating to teaching and learning. Working together with all of you has been an educational experience. Post, to put a picture, video, or information on a particular website. I'll post some pictures from my holidays when I get home. Resource, something that can be used to help achieve something. A library is a useful resource of information. Subtitle, words that appear at the bottom of a screen and show what the people in movie, television show, etc. Saying, can you turn on the subtitles? I can't understand what they are saying. Focus, to give attention to one particular thing, subject, person, etc. I plan to focus on this project for the rest of the week.
Good. Any questions about the vocabulary?
Yeah, I understand all of the words.
Okay.
Article, how to improve your listening skills, even if you're busy. It can be hard to find time to practice your English listening skills, especially if you don't live in an English-speaking country. Here are some tips to help you improve your listening skills without leaving your home or your country. Watch educational videos. Watching YouTube videos is one way to improve your listening skills, as there are many channels that post short, educational videos made just for English learners. You could watch videos about your hobbies, or follow a YouTuber who posts videos daily. Another great video resource is TED.com. You can watch TED Talks at slower speeds or with subtitles. Although if you can understand at least 80% of the words, it's better to turn the subtitles off and focus on what you're listening to. Listen to English audiobooks and podcasts. Audiobooks and podcasts are great ways to practice listening even if you're busy. You can listen to them while driving on a train, doing work around the house, or while you're at the gym. If you're a beginner of intermediate speaker, try listening to children's stories. The language and stories are simple, so they're easy to understand. Some popular titles include
Aesop's
Fables, Grimm's Fairy Tales, and Disney audiobooks. If possible, take notes while listening. For example, try to write down words you haven't heard before.
Okay, good. Excuse me. Do you ever listen to audiobooks or podcasts on your way to work or school?
Yeah, I've listened to audiobooks on my way to work and school.
What kind of audiobooks?
I've heard business and how to learn English.
And did you find them useful?
Did you find almost things understand. So okay. I couldn't enjoy learning English.
Okay, was the speed too fast, or was vocabulary unknown?
Both.
Or both. Okay. Yeah, that's all right. That's just like me when I'm listening to Korean podcasts. I have no idea what they're saying most of the time.
Do you listen to Korean podcast every day?
No, not enough. Only a few times a week. I'm I'm trying to do it every day, but I've just started. Have you ever used CSS?
CSS? I don't know CSS.
It's you use it to format a web page. Like
programming.
Yeah, like HTML and then CSS.
I know it.
Okay. I have to go back and review. I have to review CSS because I am teaching someone how to work with CSS in English. He's a CSS specialist, but in Spanish. He doesn't know how to do it in English, so he wants me to do it in English for him. So I have to go back and review CSS.
I am teaching. I understand.
It's been a long time since I've done CSS.
Oh, really?
Yes. 10 years.
10 years? Yeah.
Do you watch a lot of YouTube videos? If so, what are your favorite channels?
I watch a lot of YouTube videos. I watch a lot of comedy channels.
Okay. In English? Or Japanese?
Sometimes English. But mostly Japanese.
Okay. All right. Do you often watch TED Talks? If so, which ones would you recommend?
I not often, but I watch TED Talks. But which one recommend? Recommend.
Did we do the recommend lesson yet? Did we do the recommend lesson yet? I'm just looking here. No, we did thank you. And there's a lesson. There is a lesson on recommending. We haven't done that one yet.
There is a lesson on recommending. Oh, really?
Next time we'll do it.
I see. Thank you.
Okay. So recommend is something you like it, and so you say, well, like if you like a website, you say to your friends, oh, you should go see www.japan.talk.com. It's really good. That's a recommendation.
I understand. Thank you for explaining.
Okay, so you don't recommend Eddie. You don't remember Eddie.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Okay.
But, I try to listen to TED Talks, but it's very difficult for me. It was very difficult for me, so I couldn't understand what they said.
Yeah, a lot of the TED Talks are very about very complicated topics with big vocabulary. Even for native English speakers. How often do you watch movies and TV shows in English? Do you usually watch them with subtitles?
I seldom watch movies and TV shows in Japanese and in English. So and when I watch TV shows in English, I don't use subtitles.
Oh, you don't?
Yeah.
Okay.
I use subtitles in English, not Japanese.
Oh, you use subtitles in English?
Yeah.
Okay. Just a second. I'm looking for. Where is this? I'm looking for something here. That's what I wanted. Okay. All right. Okay. Let me see. Where are we? Wrong one. What advice would you give to someone who wants to improve their listening skills?
What advice would you give to them? Advice. Listening English when you are going to work. Before you went to you go to bed.
Okay.
And other free times.
Okay. And during other free times.
And self-discipline.
Yes, self-discipline is a good one. Okay, let's skip the rest of the questions and go and do the recommendation lesson. We've got time. This is good since it came up today. This is a good time to do it.
I will do Dorothy.
Okay.
Dorothy part. Kevin, I want to work for Cambly. Can you put in a good word for me?
Yes, I can. I know a lot of people that speak highly of you.
Thanks. I appreciate it. Perhaps I should talk with the owners.
I highly recommend it.
Maybe we could talk with them together.
That's a good idea. But if I were you, I would talk to them by yourself first.
Okay, I will. What about my
Resume.
resume? Can you give it to them?
I can, but I think it's best that you give it to them in person.
I understand. Can you look at my resume first? Maybe you could recommend some changes to me.
I would be more than happy to do that for you. Just remember to be confident when you talk to the owners. Okay, so let's take a look at the vocabulary, which is key here.
I see. Put in a good word. Expression to say something good about someone. Can you put in a good word for me with your boss?
Okay, so you use that. Like, let's say you want a job somewhere and your friend is already working there. You say to your friend, I'd like to work for your company. Could you put in a good word for me? And then your friend says to his boss, hey, I know a guy that wants to come work here. He's really good. Would you like to meet him? And then then the boss might say, oh, really? Is he good? Oh, yeah, he's great. And the boss would say, okay, tell him to come in. So that's what when you use that.
So recommend someone to someone.
That's right.
I see. Speak highly of. Expression to speak well about someone. Say really good things. Your boss always speaks highly of his workers. Perhaps used to express a possibility of doing something, to recommend a possibility. Perhaps you should edit your resume. Highly, to a great degree. I highly recommend that you see the doctor about your cough.
Okay, that's good for me. Okay, next one.
Maybe we could, to express the possibility of doing something. A way to recommend. Maybe we could finish this. Maybe we could finish the research paper tomorrow. Okay,
so if I said, would you like to do something tomorrow? You might say, maybe we could go to a movie tomorrow. So that's like a possibility. Maybe we could go to a movie tomorrow. And then you say, yeah, I'd like to go to a movie. Which one? And then I'd say, well, I highly recommend seeing In Cold Blood or something, some movie like that. Okay.
And
if I were you,
I would, to express what you would do. If I were you, I would stay home until you feel better.
Okay, this is like unsolicited advice. We were talking about advice before, right?
Yeah.
This is advice. This is like free advice. So you might not want to hear it. I would say if I were you, I would go out and have some whiskey. Whiskey instead of doing the laundry. Okay, there's unsolicited advice. If I were you,
I would go out and have some whiskey instead of doing the laundry.
Okay.
The laundry. And what about used to recommend or suggest something? What about taking a vacation to Italy?
Mhm.
I think it's best to express what you think is the best things to do. I think it's best we end the meeting. You could use to recommend or suggest something. You could always apply for another job. Just remember, used to tell someone not to forget something. Just remember to include a cover letter with your resume.
Okay. Okay, let's go down to exercise. Your
Your
best
best
friend. Mm-hmm.
friend wants to buy a car. What would you recommend? I think it's best to buy a car that saves gas. Just remember to test drive it first. What would you recommend? I recommend mini car. Mini car.
I recommend buying a mini car.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we don't have so much money now.
Okay, we don't have so much money now. All right, that makes sense.
And your spouse
Mm-hmm.
wants to go on a vacation next year. Where would you recommend? What are you going to Saint Petersburg last year? I heard there are lots of things to do. Maybe we could go to Italy. They have lots of historical places to visit.
Okay. Do you know what spouse is?
I don't know spouse.
Okay, spouse is a husband or a wife. So for you, a spouse would be a wife. If you were a girl, a spouse would be your husband.
I understand. What would you recommend? Next year. I recommend. Maybe we could go to Taiwan.
Okay.
They have lots of historical places to visit and lots of delicious food.
We have a lot of historical places to visit and
lots of delicious food.
Okay, delicious food.
A co-worker wants a job in your department. How would you tell him you'll put in a good word? My boss likes me, so I will put in a good word for you. I will talk to my boss and put in a good word. Co-worker wants department. How would you tell him you put in a good word? Wait.
Okay, let's see. My boss likes. You could say. How would you tell him you'll put in a good word? I think highly of your work, so I'll let the boss know that. I think highly of your work, so I will let my boss know that.
I think highly of your work. So I will let highly of your work. What?
That highly of your work means